Okay, this technique sounds so simple, but it's very complicated. If you truly want to test your faith, then test your fear, right? Fear doesn't have any place if you're trying to grow or if you're trying to grow in life, spiritually, mentally, physically, and if you're trying to grow physically, mentally, spiritually, in every way, but really, in every single way. If you're trying to grow, then fear has no place. And when I say fear, I don't mean fear of going to a new job or fear of, fear of stepping out of a relationship. Those things are obvious, right? We all know those things we need to do in order to relieve ourselves and make ourselves happy, right? But I'm not really talking about those things. Those things are really obvious. When I'm talking about fear, I'm talking about fear in every way, even when it comes to people, even when it comes to social circles, even when it comes to peer pressure. And let me just say this. There is such a misconception that peer pressure is a young girl, young boy game. It's not. Peer pressure can be 10, 15, 30, 45, 62. Peer pressure could be any age. So fear encompasses all of those things, right? Not just fear of relationships or fear of losing your job or fear of going after a new job, but it's also fear of speaking up for yourself. It's also fear of saying no to things and not worrying about the backlash. Fear of going against everybody else's principles and beliefs if that's not what you believe, right? That's fear too. Fear of, oh, if I say that, they're going to talk about me. Who cares, right? That's being fearless. Fearless is being, fearless is being, fearless is having no, fearless is having faith. Fearless is saying, whatever is in front of me doesn't matter, right? Because it's your internal strength. It's that internal strength. It is that internal strength that brings forth that fearless spirit, that fearless energy. You know what I mean? That, yeah, I was in the hospital and I had all of these things happening to me and removed, but you still get up. You still keep going. You still allow yourself to feel uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable. It's always going to be uncomfortable. But that's the only way to rise. That's the only way to move into where you're supposed to go, People admire celebrities all the time, and I don't understand it because they are people just like we are. My grandmother used to say they have to put their pants on one at a time, just like the rest of us. But the reality is, what sets them apart is, a lot of them is their testimony. I mean, some of them is DNA, right? Obviously, but those testimonies that you hear, I had to sleep in my car to make it, or I had to do this to make it, or, people either love Beyonce or they hate Beyonce, but, her work speaks for itself, it's that constant getting up for yourself. It's that constant getting up and striving to be a better person every single day. It's really pushing yourself and understanding that you are in total control. So when you want to test your faith, when you truly want to test your faith,
I want to argue with that.
you should look around look around the parameters of your fear, right? Does your fear get in the way of anything that you want to do, whether it's fostering new friendships, fostering new relationships, going after that new job, letting go of this relationship that doesn't work, all of those things, but also not caring what people say, not caring what people think, speaking up for yourself, going against the grain if your spirit requires you to do that, right? And learning to follow your inner compass and not your outer compass. That is a true test of your faith.